Hi, everybody. Well, in past videos of late, I've been saying how I'm going to purge myself of my vinyl collection. And I've been looking through stuff, and already I sold off a pretty good amount, and I've made a decent amount of money so far back. But although I'm going to be purging vinyl, and I have, and will continue to purge vinyl, I also made it clear that I'm going to occasionally still be buying vinyl. So people who are looking for vinyl finds, you'll still see some, although it'll be just choice items for whatever reason I decide to pick up. You're still going to see that here. It's not going to be totally none, which I've kind of made clear. I was going to go mostly to CDs for certain artists, with some exceptions, and I'll show you some exceptions here, vinyl finds that I picked up. But for the most part, when I go into the record stores now, there's been a lot of times in the past weeks where I see a really beautiful album, vintage album, great condition. The record is like almost like new. A lot of times there'll be the shrink wrap, and you know how much I love albums in the original shrink wrap and hype stickers to really sell the product. And it's really a nice piece to have, and yet, no thanks. I'd say a good, ooh, I don't know, 19 out of 20 times I pass on it. I would say right now I am buying 80%, 80, that's 80% less vinyl. But yeah, let's talk about these now. These ones that I did pick up. This here was something that I really liked that was in my store. It's Buddy Holly, and I like Buddy Holly. That'll Be the Day. And I realized this is kind of an album of his material, earlier material, that kind of didn't do so well or wasn't really regarded too good. And then it came out again. Or I don't know if it came out again or this was the actual first. I think after he got popular a bit, this was put out. This is on Decca. And these records, you can't beat them. You can't beat these old records. I mean, this record does have scratches. You may not be able to see them, but the surface is not perfect, and I don't think that shows up so well, but take it from me. But I played the entire record, and I'll tell you that it sounded great. And, the interesting thing, too, is sometimes, I know a lot of collectors say this, in certain records, like vintage oldies like this, if it has a little bit of slight crackle here or there, whatever, or a pop or two, it almost enhances it somehow. I can't explain it, but I know what you mean because I feel that too. But yeah, this is a record I wanted to have. Certain pieces, sure, why not? Now, I think I made a short video of this. I'm going to show you this one. This one I got simply because it was kind of collectible. I like the sound of Karen Carpenter's voice, so I picked this album up. It's called The Carpenters' Offerings. And I had never seen this cover before, and I wanted to know more about it, so I quickly learned that this was their first album. And it's a very unflattering picture. It's not in great condition either. There are scratches here or there, which may or may not be showing up. You can see the scratches right there, right? And I found out that this really didn't do all that well. And then when the Carpenters started to take off, they put this album again and retitled it Ticket to Ride with a different cover. And that came out a second time under that title. And their version of the Beatles' Ticket to Ride, I really don't like. I got to tell you, I like some other things that they did that the Beatles covered. I mean, I like the way they do Please Mr. Postman, which the Beatles have covered as well. But yeah, I got this because it was such a cool piece to have. I'm not beyond complete collecting. I mean, I'm not completely beyond collecting. All right, now here's a Monkees album. I must have had this one a few times, and I've already gotten rid of a couple of these that I have. But the reason I picked this one up, sorry about the train, the reason I picked this one up, this is the first album, the Monkees. It's the first press that's very rare because, well, I've seen copies of it. I've had copies, but not in this condition. The song Papa Jean's Blues was supposed to be spelled with a G. And when they first did it, they spelled Papa Jean's Blues there with a J. And that's not correct. So they corrected it later on. And I won't show you the record, but, oh, what the hell, maybe I will. Right? I mean, on the Cold Gems label, of course, Papa Jean's Blues is on here now. This record is also pretty nice. This is a mono copy, by the way. Really nice shape. And you may not be able to see it, but I'll put it close anyway, if you can pick up on the J. The J is there also somewhere. And yeah, this is an upgrade because I have this album, but I've never seen one this clean. Usually if you come across one of these, it's usually pretty beat up. This one retains some of the shrink even, not all of the shrink, but some of it you can see there, kind of cuts off there like Davy's head. But anyway, shrink or no shrink, this is probably the best copy I've seen of the Papa Gene with the J. So I couldn't pass that up. All right, now talk about a brand new album here. I don't have the CD yet. The CD is in my car. But this is a brand new album by Elle King. And the album is called Come Get Your Wife, which is an album that she went country with. You know, she was pop rock. And I really like the sound of her voice. I like her songwriting, etc., etc. So I'm a fan of Elle King. I enjoyed her first two albums very much. This is her new one, just released. This is the third album. And I gotta say, on this particular album, I played the CD only once, and it was okay. I have to give it another listen to really do an evaluation of it, a proper evaluation, because I don't know how I feel about it yet, to tell you the truth. And I haven't even opened this album yet, the LP, you know. I don't know. I don't know if I like her going country or not. We'll find out about that. You got to get used to these things. Yeah, this is one of those albums, don't even know exactly why I picked it up. I saw this really cheap, and I played it at the store. They let me play the albums at the store sometimes. This is Souvenir by Dino, Desi, and Billy, and it's good 60s stuff. You know, there's good 60s songs on here, good 60s tracks that I actually enjoyed listening to, and you got stuff on here like, it's listed here, Gotta Get You Into My Life, Turn Down Day, you know, Black is Black. I like their version of Black is Black by Los Bravos. I like that. So I picked it up. What the hell, you know? And the last stuff I want to show, I didn't buy, it's two albums, I didn't buy these really for playing. I bought them mostly because I'm going to be seeing this artist at a convention later on. Well, I think April, yeah, not March, April, and it's Melanie. And I wanted to get a nice album to have autographed, and this is a nice one, Sunset and Other Beginnings. I thought this would make a nice signature, right? You know, growing up with Brand New Key, and look what they've done to my song Ma, things like that. The reason I picked this one up, Melanie, which I never saw this album before actually, is inside it's got photos included, and I said, well, that's probably what I'll get signed. You know, there were a bunch of pictures in here. I haven't decided which one I'm going to go with. I you know, only one picture. I don't get a lot signed, but this one, I may go with this one. I think is a very nice photo of Melanie, and it's got a lot of nice ones in there. I also like this next one coming up here, the guitar, and one more with a guitar. This one too is nice to get signed. So, well, that's it for my latest editions of Vinyl Finds. Don't know when the next one will be. Just please stay subscribed. I'll let you know when I get more vinyl. You know, as I say, it's not coming. They're not coming that often these days. They're just not going to. But I thank you all for being interested and watching.